Jessica Dreams. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you've already been here before, then welcome back. Today we are going to do a get to know me questions. So I put up a little poll on my Instagram and we have got various questions. It's a very mix up, some are businessy, some are personal. I asked you guys on my Instagram what you would like to know about me, and these are the questions that you have asked.
What inspired you to start up Dreamy Bath and Melts?
So Dreamy Bath and Melts kind of came about with the idea of self-care. I think becoming a mum and realising, you know what, you don't actually get much time for self-care was a very big influence in wanting to sell bath products. The wax melts just kind of went in hand with that, and I did start originally to outsource those and then started to make my own at a later point. But yeah, the big emphasis was basically bath time. I became to kind of realise that that was the only time that I really got on my own, if at all. So yeah, it was kind of the push of self-care and wanting to have that luxury time when you do actually get that break that really pushed me into going into the bath products and selling those.
What's your favourite wax melt scent?
My favourite wax melt scent is actually Fuchsia Passion. It's a dupe of like a Comfort intense smell, and it is strong, but I don't really know how to explain it, but it's fresh but also quite florally as well. It's really, really nice.
Tell us, how do you juggle uni whilst being a parent?
Uni whilst being a parent is crazy. So I was doing my access course to get into uni while I was pregnant. I think I gave birth in the May and my course was due to finish in the June. So I had a newborn and I was having to go in for exams. So I remember one of my friends was coming to my exams with me and sitting outside with my newborn because I was breastfeeding at the time as well. So it was crazy. And then I actually deferred uni for a year because of breastfeeding. I was just like, I can't leave my child. She would have been about 6 months old at the time. So I was like, I can't actually leave her and go and do this degree right now. So I deferred for a year and then started uni when I actually moved to London, which made it easier because my uni is also in London. And then this whole COVID lockdown thing happened, which actually did make it really easy because my first year was cut early. So they just passed us if we already had over 40%. So it kind of made it quite easy. Second year has been crazy because I now have like an almost 3-year-old and she just runs wild and it's all online learning. So it's very, very hard to separate being a mum and studying. So I do find that I fall behind quite a lot and I'm having to catch up in the evenings or, you know, do extra bits and pieces here and there that I probably wouldn't have to be doing if I was going on campus. So yeah, it is a juggle with everything, but I wouldn't say it's impossible. Like, I'm still doing it, and if you feel like you want to do uni with a child, like there's plenty of support and help that you can get as well.
What are you studying?
So I'm currently studying psychology. I started studying psychology with the hopes to go into child and educational psychology, but as I'm doing it, I'm kind of swaying more towards the forensic side, and possibly applying to be like a detective or something like that, for my postgraduate degree.
What's your favourite memory from your childhood?
My favourite childhood memory, oh gosh, now it's hard to just pick one out. I'm trying to think. Probably would be when my little sister was born, because I was 12 when my sister was born, so I can remember it very vividly. Like, I can remember my mum's whole pregnancy, and she didn't find out what she was having, like if it's going to be a boy or a girl. So yeah, that was probably one of my favourite childhood memories, because I always grew up being like, oh, I want a little sister, I want a little sister, and then I got my little sister and it was just amazing.
What's the hardest thing about motherhood?
The hardest thing about motherhood, I think, is realising just how little time you do get to yourself and just juggling everything. I think if you don't have anything else to do and you are solely focusing on being a mum, which is what I think a lot of us would like to do if we could, then I'm not going to say it's easy, because motherhood is not easy, but I think it's slightly more, you can enjoy motherhood a bit more because you have time to slow down a little bit. For me, the juggle with everything like uni, business, when I was working as well alongside all of that and being a mum, it's very hard to find balance and to find any time to yourself. I think the hardest thing about becoming a mum is you kind of lose yourself for a little bit as well. So then when you try to find yourself again, you're like a completely different person because you're also a mum. So you have to bear in mind, like, oh, I don't want to do certain things or be a certain way because I have a child that this could potentially impact their future or how they're treated by their friends and things like that as they get older. So you have to kind of, although you want to do things for yourself, you have to always think of somebody else before you make any sort of decisions in your life. So that's probably the hardest part.
What's the craziest thing you've ever done?
The craziest thing I've ever done. Let's keep it PG. Are we talking crazy as in like something wild that I've done, like an adventure? Okay, so there's probably a couple of these. I was very blessed to experience a lot of traveling. So I went on a helicopter tour over the Grand Canyon, which was awesome. So there was only me and my best friend, and I think 2 other people. So we went in a helicopter, like flew all over the Grand Canyon. Then we stopped and had some like food and stuff, and then we flew back. So that was a really amazing experience. Where you kind of go through, they tell you a lot about the Native American history as well, and where you stop is owned by and run by Native Americans. So that was an amazing experience to do. And also I would say in Dubai, I did jet skiing, which was crazy. I was scared, but also the hoverboarding thing, that was a crazy experience because actually I fell off the hoverboard and went into water and a jet ski actually hit me. So it was wild, but it was kind of near death.
Where do you want to be this time next year?
This time next year, I think with that question, there's a lot. So it's like, obviously I'll be coming up to the end of my degree. So hopefully I'll be accepted into like a postgrad course, a master's or something like that when I finally decide exactly which one. Business wise, I think it's more what I think about for this time next year. I'm hoping to have my first industrial unit and be able to expand Dreamy Bath and Melts so that I have my own staff and it can kind of start to run it itself. So yeah, that's kind of my main focus at the moment for this time next year.
What's your favourite genre of films?
My favourite film genre is thrillers. I love a thriller. Not like too scary, but like horrors are just scary and I just don't really see the point in them unless you want to like just ruin your life. Thrillers, you kind of have a story to it as well, but it's kind of scary, but it's not too hype.
Where would you like to go on holiday next?
Next holiday, there's actually a few places I want to go. It depends on when we get out of this lockdown and what time of year it is. If it's like Christmas time, winter, I'd like to go to New York. But when I graduate, I really want to go to Miami and then go from Miami to the Bahamas and do the whole like Pig Island thing and stuff like that.
What's your favourite thing to eat?
Favourite thing to eat? I love foods. This is a hard one. My favourite thing, I actually love a cheeseburger. Quite simple, nothing fancy over here, just a cheeseburger. All the options I had, and I go cheeseburger.
What advice would you give your younger self?
The advice I would give to my younger self is to be more carefree and not worry what people were saying or thought about me. I think I spent a lot of time hating, especially secondary school. I was bullied a lot, and it kind of, I wouldn't say it ruined my secondary school experience, but it's not really an experience that I look back like, oh yeah, that was the best time of my life. So I think just being more carefree and understanding like this moment is not your whole life and you're actually going to go on to do amazing things regardless of what anybody else says or thinks.
What is your favourite feature about yourself?
My favourite feature, I think it's my eyes. Facial wise, yeah, I'd say eyes.
You answered that so quick. Me in my veins. I love myself because of it. So example,
I'm
Jessica?
just like, yeah, I like my eyes. That's about it.
What makes you most happy?
What makes me happy most, I would say, is seeing other people happy. I like to see my friends and my family and my daughter happy. So yeah, I think I absorb other people's energy as well if I'm around them. So if somebody is feeling shitty or sad, like that's gonna make me feel a bit more down. But if I can see people are happy and, you know, they're just loving life, that always makes me happy. But yeah, I think especially seeing my daughter happy, like when you're around children, they just bounce all over the place. I think it's a different kind of happiness, especially when it's your own child and you see them just living their best life.
How old was you when you had a baby?
So I'm having to actually think about this. I think I was 22 when I was 22 when I had her. So I fell pregnant at 21. And then I turned 22, I think maybe a month after I fell pregnant. So yeah, I had her at 22.
What's the best thing about being a young mum?
The best thing I would say is being young in yourself too. So you just have loads of energy to play and you still kind of act goofy. I mean, I act like a child with my child, basically. So we just have the most fun.
What inspires you the most?
What inspires me the most? To be honest, I don't really know if there's something specific that inspires me. I think I'm quite stubborn anyway, so I just kind of, even if I find something inspirational, I'll always just do what I think I'm gonna do anyway. But I think seeing people living a good life or living a good lifestyle and being content, that kind of is inspirational to me. Or seeing people that have like a good strong family, or they're just content. I think just being content with life. I think because I've been on the end of like having a lot and then not having a lot as well, I can understand like material things don't really inspire me as much as just seeing somebody that just genuinely loves their life. Like you could have nothing but just be very, very happy and content with who you are and, you know, what's going on in your life and just comfortable, if that makes sense.
What's a goal you've set yourself for this year?
See, I'm really particular with my goals, so I will set business ones, personal ones, and yeah.
So what's the personal
and
goal
financial
you've got?
ones? Personal goals. My personal goals mainly relate to things like saving. So having targets, really, I would say, with like saving certain amounts of money and things like that. And personal with being creative. So one of my personal goals is obviously staying consistent with my YouTube, and just staying consistent in general with things in my life, like even down to like daily routines and stuff like that. I'm trying to get into the swing of having a routine.
What's your favourite song right now?
My favourite song? I can never think of these things on the spot. You know, like when you have favourite things, but whenever somebody says to me like, what is your favourite, unless it's like favourite colour, then I'm like, oh yeah, I know my favourite colour. But when it's something specific, like, I don't know, I can never think of anything.
What's your favourite thing to do when you're with your friends?
I like friends that you can just chill and vibe with. Like, I like the friends that you can actually hang about with and you don't even have to say anything. You can just sit there and not say nothing and it's just a vibe. Like, the whole friendship is a vibe.
Who is your favourite friend?
Who is your favourite friend? Well, I don't have many, so let's go with Cheyenne. By default.
Joking, he does it for the internet. But I am the favourite.
For God's sake.
What would be your ideal date night?
I just like things that are thought out. Like, it could just be something at home, but it's just cute, like little candles and stuff, and it's just been planned, I guess. Otherwise, I'm quite easygoing. I like fun things though as well, like theme parks and just fun activities really. I wouldn't like to go to a cinema or something because then you just go there and you're just sat there like, oh, this is my life.
Can you dance?
I cannot dance. I cannot dance. It is awful. I'm that girl that like two steps at the club, but if I get really drunk, then I'll give it a go, but it's always tragic.
What's your favourite colour? Okay, what's your favourite colour?
My favourite colour is actually yellow because it's just bright and happy and I just like it. My favourite colour was pink for years until like when I was a kid obviously, and then when I got to like teenage years I was like, I don't even like pink. I don't. I say while I'm wearing a pink t-shirt. But in all honesty, even with my daughter, like with her being a girl, I think everyone always expected me to dress her in loads of pink, but I don't. I get her like blue, green, yellow. I just like different colours, but yellow is my favourite. A lot of her stuff is yellow as well.
What animal would you say is your spirit animal?
My spirit animal? Probably a cat, to be honest, because I'm quite independent and cats just don't take any shit from anyone, to be honest. They either like you or they don't with a cat, and I guess that's quite like me. I either like you or I don't like you, and also they like naps and I like naps.
First thing you're doing out of lockdown?
Getting lit. Basically, that is my life. No, I actually want to go for a really nice dinner once the full lockdown is like lifted, because I don't think you can do that for a while. But I'm actually looking really forward to doing things like zoo and farm trips and stuff with my little one. I think you can do them from April. So yeah, I'm really excited to be able to do these kind of days out with her. I think the children have like missed out on a lot over these lockdowns, especially little ones that haven't experienced stuff for the first time as well. So it'll be nice to do all of those type of things with her, especially now she's a bit older and she loves animals at the moment as well. So it'll be cute. Thank you to everyone who asked me questions over on Instagram. If you're not already following me on there, go and follow me. It's at JessicaDreams25. Then you can engage in all my polls for the future videos. And if you're new to the channel, please comment, like and subscribe for more videos, and let me know down here what more that you would like to see for future videos, and I will be back soon. Thank you. Yeah, we're gonna go with these questions with my assistant. Oh, I don't know what to say now. Why am I so fucking awkward, Shy?
It's like,
I forgot what the question was. Can we do that again?
that habanero one. I can ask you a different one.
What was it? I forgot what the question was. Oh yeah, let's try again. I don't know, these lights are blinding me. I'm struggling.
Is there any more questions for that?
Can't think of anything because I'm just awkward and I can't answer stuff on the spot. I need to like rehearse it. Good job, Jess. Well done. But why can I never think of anything on the spot? Have I actually got something wrong with me? I'm sure I've actually got amnesia or something. It's not normal. I can't answer half of these questions.
What's